Good morning. My name is Rod Turner. I'm a combination pipe welder, specialty welder, rig welder, with almost 30 years of experience. I've been doing this for a while, and the advantages in welding is, like I say, if you in it for your money, that's good. And if you want to make a career out of it, and you like melting metals and bringing them back together, forming a solid, that's great also. Can't go wrong. Welding ain't for everybody, just like college ain't for everybody. And like, you know, you got your advantages and your disadvantages. If you get an engineer degree in college, then you label as a white collar worker with it. That way, like it's raining outside right now, you're gonna be on the inside. But as welding construction, we label it as blue collar worker. So we have to deal with the elements. Welding the rain, welding the cold, and everything. Like I say, I saw what your coach was doing online, and I was fascinated by it because I was like, wow, he's doing something positive. You got young people that want to learn, and you guys got an advantage because me and him, we didn't have this class or nothing like this to help us along. Pretty much, we learn on the fly. Like I say, I didn't go to welding school. You know, I went to college for a few years, thought I wanted to be a computer engineer. Didn't work, so I came home. And worked with a lot of my buddies where we used to hang out, and they was working at this plant. But during the day, they go to work. Now, by myself, nothing to do. So I told them, I said, hey, give me a job down there. So he got me a job down there. I started out grinding, but what it was Cooper Lighting, and what they did was they, you know how the poles are in Walmart parking lot? They weld poles together with the light fixture. Started out doing that, which was hard wire, MIG weld. And kept on, and eventually heard about a job in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Pretty much the same thing, but a flux core. You know, hard wire, you don't have the flux on it versus flux core, you have to knock the flux off. Went down there, passed the test, and been going ever since then. And like I say, steps to it. Never just get in a position where you comfortable. Because, like I say, welding can take you all around the world, different places. I've been to Africa 7 times. I've been to Saudi Arabia twice, Trinidad 5 times, and Alaska, which is still United States. I've been there 9 times. And like I said earlier, structure is the beginning phase of it. Some might stay right there and be content. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you want to advance your skills, you go to pipe. Never get the big head and think that you know it all. For the simple fact, each day the good Lord wakes us all up, we can learn from each other. You can learn from a baby. I can learn something from you today. So like I said, you're a coach, and I didn't have the opportunity to go through nothing like this, so you guys are ahead of the game. As far as pay raise and pay rate, it's different. You know, if you got a family, you might not want to do no travel. But if you don't, and you got someone to take care of your kids, or you got to understand the significant other one, then you travel. And, you know, and like I say, I've been all over the world. Sometimes I take my significant other, most times she come visit and everything, but the main thing is, don't get the big head. You can be up to date and down tomorrow. A lot of jobs, they do x-ray, they do bins 100%. You get on a job where you got 100% x-ray, everywhere you make have to pass x-ray. I don't care how much money you make. You bust an x-ray, you're gone. And like I said, I brought some literature around for you guys to look at. Pay rate and everything is different, it varies. A lot of times I worked on double time jobs where everything over 8 hours is double time versus working 40 hours a day. I had overtime every day with per diem. Then you get a third if you got a truck. You get a third check for your truck. So you get 3 checks.
So real quick before you go on, explain to us about working as an individual, getting that individual check, and then getting that per diem, and then getting that check for your truck. So give us the different amounts. So explain that to us.
All right. Last job I was on, I was getting 48 double and 180. What I say about that is the $48 an hour, that's on my trade, that's on your hand. Everything over 8 was $96 an hour. All right, your per diem is a allowance that they give you for your lounging, your food, and all that. So they might give you $180 a day. That's to pay for your hotel and your food and whatever else you need.
Yes, I know what per diem
Mm-hmm.
means.
And you usually get that weekly also with your check. Some jobs give it to you on Tuesday, and you get your payroll check on Thursday or Friday. That way you're not in the hole and everything. Then on your, if you got a truck, which is a rig truck, like I say, top rate right now is $15 an hour on there. You get all overtime, but it's flat rate. You don't get time and a half on that. And by when you have your own truck, like I said, the sky's the limit. But if you don't have your truck, ain't nothing wrong with that either, because you still make that money. You just don't get that extra $15 an hour and everything. So it's
So in that case, is this union, or is this different contracts you doing? What kind of work are you doing?
it
This
just depends on what part of the world you're in.
just where you at depends on.
Some job, like I got a partner right now, Nick is in California. Nick is getting $85 an hour and $200 a day per diem.
Woo!
And guess what? He's working with the union.
He working with the union. Okay, so that's a big difference.
My understanding, if he had a truck, he would get 15. But you know, California, they are living, to live out there is more expensive.
It's more expensive.
But my understanding, I think he told me, out of the $85 an hour, 60 go on a check, and the other 25 go toward retirement and insurance and stuff like that. So it's still a good deal. So he's looking probably like, I don't know, $5,000-$6,000 a week, which is out there.
Yeah, so it literally, I tell them it all depends on what they want to do, because when it comes to pipe welding and structural welding, you're going to make more money when you're doing pipe. The thing about structural welding, sometimes you can have some structural jobs that'll have less downtime when it comes to like fabrication and then install, because they always making something, so you have kind of less downtime. But you're going to make more money when you travel and when you learn that extra step. But you gotta like outside. Like you say, some people don't like being outside. So if you like the inside, fabrication is where you at. You know what I'm saying? It's where it's at if you don't like being outside.
Like, when I was working over in Alaska, it might get 25 below zero. We're out there in that cold. Like, you're not just out there like go outside. They call it hooches. Like, you know how you have a garage with one side open, sometimes two sides? You be covered like that, but you still be in the elements. But like I say, only thing I can tell you, on paydays, it warm up.
You heard what he said, family. He said on paydays you warm up. Now if it's cold out there, you ain't gonna think about that cold. When you see that check.
Same way it went after. It's hot. Humidity is different. But on paydays, it cools on. So that's the game of it. And like I said, you guys have any questions? Anything else y'all want to know?
Off the top of my head, I can think of.
You have any-
Is it hard being a pipe welder?
Like what you're on now, the repetition. First thing about welding that I learned, and like I say, you have to be comfortable. If you have to get up under this table, make a weld, don't just get up under there and start welding, because you're gonna have some resistance. Versus if you get up under there, make a dry run, see how far you can stretch up, and then come back down, then start your weld. So you have to be comfortable. And that same way instruction. If you stand in front of your plate and you like this here, your plate like this, you resist yourself, because this is as far as you go, because you're not turning right there in front of it. Turn in front of it. That way you can take it all the way up. Overhead, same way. A lot of people don't want to get burned, that's why you got sleeves and everything. And they try to push the fire away from them. But the same, I call it blind welding, because you got your bevel up there, and as you push your rod forward, you can't see your bevel because your rod right there. Open your arms up, put your sleeves on, put a bandana on, and you get up under that weld, and you pull it to you where you can see your bevel in case you have to burn your wall on this side a little bit long, and let the fire fall down. It's just different techniques.
So it's all about getting comfortable, because I tell them that all the time. Now, did you hear what he said, that dry run? How many times I told you that too? I said, hey man, get position and do a dry run to see if this okay for you before you dive into it. And you're like, oh man, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
Yes.
the same way, like, sometimes we get in a position where we have to blind weld, we have to weld with a mirror. You know, if you look at a mirror, everything's the opposite. You can't just jump in there and, you make a dry run. Cause if you pull it, you look like you're pushing. And you gotta focus and everything, you gotta take your time. You know, and don't be afraid to mess up. They got grounds and everything. You get in a bind, something ain't right, just pull out.
Woo! Hey, what I say?
You know?
Pull out.
Just pull
Don't
out.
stay in there. If you know it's going wild, don't be staying. Get out of there.
It's not gonna get any better. Continue to stay in there. Paraska, you see Paraska, pull out.
Pull out of it, family.
Don't just keep welding and say, well, maybe it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. Everything,
Well,
so.
I'm glad y'all said it, because I do. When I feel like I'm slanting a little bit, I'm like, dang, I wanna pull out. But I don't know if that's gonna mess it up, so.
Yeah, so, and look, guys not paying for rods, so you have to pull out and start over. That's something you have to do, because you wanna make it right. You know, nothing is perfect the first time, but repetition. Just think it was you, when you was a baby, when you started to walk, you was stumbling. But as you kept trying, and look how you're walking around, you let you slide and twerking in
You
there.
doing all type of stuff. He said, but they had to start somewhere though, didn't it?
That's the name of the game. Like I say, hey, you guys have any questions, you need me to come back. Me and your coach, we got the information. Like I say, as long as I'm not tied into a job or anything, I come back. Like I say, what he doing is something positive. Me and him didn't have an opportunity. God knows where we would have been if we had the opportunity. But we don't mind giving back. We don't mind giving back at all.
So how long, you got a little time with us to burn one with us this
Yeah, I
month?
got some time, yeah.
Okay,
I got
okay.
some time.
So this is pretty much what we doing, and this we pretty much do uphill and overhead,
Okay.
3H coupons. Now we got the option to do one inch too for those that want to get 1 inch unlimited.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
So one of my students actually finished. He did the 1 inch, and he got started fresh out of class, making 25, working on the bridge outside.
Can't beat that.
Fresh out of class, yeah, working on the bridge. He working on the one in Benton. And here, he did stick welding. He wanted to be outside. He got $25 an hour for doing a 1 inch coupon uphill.
It's unlimited.
It's unlimited, and literally you can take that anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere, and that's where you really want to get. So I tell everybody that really want to do the pipe,
Right.
you got to get good in that 70-18.
Because see, let me tell you something. Do you know why they call it combination weld? Do you know why? You have some procedures that will require 6-10 root, hot fast 7-18, and then wait, I'm sorry, I'm telling you backwards. It will require TIG root, helium bead, and then that's one process. Then you have to stick the rest of it out. That's why you call it combination. And like at the beginning, you know, if you were in the combination weld, you can only weld on structure. And then when the project gets so far, if you're not a combination welder, somebody has to say, hey, man, I'm sorry.
We gotta let you go.
We gotta let you go, cause you know, we need combination welders. Nothing against you. If I could keep you, I could. But she's, you know, she's a combination welder. And it's nothing personal. That motivates you. Guess what? That happened to me.
I'm gonna go get. That's what you said. I'm gonna become a combination welder. That's why I always say, if you want to get the most money, learn it all.
But it's not gonna come overnight.
Okay.
But like I say, I started mid-flux core, then I went to stick structure, then I went to stick pipe, and all that hangers, you know, all the supports, all that come with it. Then I bust out combination. I was on a job in Louisiana where I was just sticking pipe or supports or whatever, and the foreman came around and said, man, you pretty good welder, go take the test. You know, so he said, man, take the test. First time I went to take the test, I flunked the test. But I didn't lose my job, because it was within the job, almost like, you know,
Yeah.
it was
Kind of
within
the
my
opportunity.
job,
Yeah, it was the
But I
opportunity.
saw what I did wrong, and 30 days later, I went back, passed the test, and been going ever since then. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here and say, I've been doing this 30 years and never bust a test. I bust a test, you know, but that's part of life. You ain't gonna pass them all.
You ain't gonna pass them
You know,
all.
I've been laid off. That's part of life.
So tell us, as of now, when it comes to touching that rod, how many years experience you got on that rod right now?
That's stick rod.
How many years you got on that stick rod, touching that rod?
For about 20, 25 years.
About 20, 25 years. And I can say let me see, if you say 20, 25, I can give you, I got introduced to the knowledge at 17. I didn't touch the rod though. I had to hold on to my little Bible, little book my mama mama sent me like 4 or 5 papers in the prison.
Okay.
So I got the information
Right.
at 17. She was like, hey, you want to be a welder? She sent me some paper out of a encyclopedia.
Really?
You know, back in the day, we
Right.
had
It's
no
all
internet.
yeah.
So she went down there and got a couple copies,
Uh-huh.
front and back, showed me a little man, you know, a couple of, little photos and
Right.
kind of where it started at. I hold on to that from 17 to 21.
Really?
At 21, I was able to get into the program in prison
Okay.
to become a combination of welder. And that's when I took combination of welding, where I learned how to stick, MIG, and TIG in all positions. Now, in prison, we didn't do flux core, but we did pipe. So the guy that was there, he was actually a master pipe welder.
Okay.
So I finished the class. I think the class was 1440 hours, so it was about 9 months. And after I finished, I think I got done about 6 months, I believe. It was real early. So he was like, hey man, you wanna learn pipe? I'm like, yeah. So he brought a lot of pipe there. Literally, he taught me the hardest.
Really?
He taught me how to belt the pipe. He taught me how to fit it.
Yeah.
And then he said, weld it up. When I got done, okay, cut another piece.
Yeah.
All right, get the grinder, grind the bevel in. Okay, get the cutting tool, cut the bevel. Like he taught me how to cut a bevel, how to how to use the grinder to make a bevel, like for real. Cause he was like, if you learn this, I don't care where you go, you gonna have a job. And literally what he said, I have never been without work once I learned how to manipulate that rod.
So, what's y'all favorites? What do y'all like doing the most?
I just enjoy it all.
Me too. I can say I enjoy it all, but if I had to just give you one, now this is what I say now. Now I would say one of my favorites would be flux and MIG. I'm gonna say why? Because I like to build products. I can build products faster with flux and MIG. Now, if I was out there in the field getting a check, like doing service calls or doing service, I'd say stick and TIG. But if I'm in the shop, like right now, I would say, nah, you need to learn. If you don't know nothing else, learn flux and MIG, because one thing I learned is once we get the talent and we get the skills, you will be limited if you just use them working for someone else. But once you have, most of us are artists. Most of us think, once you get to thinking, what I say, once you get to thinking, oh man, you're an artist too, man, I can make something. And put this, so you tell me I can make something at home, I can make 100 of them real quick in my garage, put them on the shelf, and sell them for $100 a piece, and I'm working for $17 an hour, make it make sense.
That's why I said I want to do.
So we gotta start somewhere, you see what I'm saying? But you gotta start somewhere.
I made a lot of TIG bracelets on the job.
That's why I want to make jewelry.
And that's good, that's good money.
I sold them on the job, then I made a lot of hammers for the scalpel builder, the whole hammers and everything. And it was free money on the job. Free money on the job.
I seen one guy the other day, he made custom TIG handles. You see them? The TIG handles?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want me one of them. It was neat though. It was detailed, man. It was real detailed, like a TIG grill. I said, oh, that's hard.
And a lot of guys make belt buckles.
Yep, belt buckles.
That's
good money. That's smart money. Because you
TIG.
see, certain things you got to think of. I love to tell people there's no such thing as reinventing the wheel.
Right.
The wheel been rolling, but we can add some bling to it. We can do a different size to it. We can add a different color to it. You see what I'm saying? So we can add our own to something that already exists and make it better and make money. So that's why I love to say that statement. I love to give y'all say products over talent. Let's get the talent and then build products. You get it? Let's get the talent though. We got to work with somebody. We got to learn the whole system, and then let's step back and do something for ourselves.
Yeah, always.
And that's how it's gonna change.
Like I say, if I did have to make a choice on welding, I'd choose TIG right now.
TIG.
Yeah, because like I say, ain't nothing wrong with getting down, getting dirty. I got coveralls that I can get under.
He can be clean. Yeah, we can have this.
If I got to get out off of it in some mud, I got the coveralls I put on board that TIG. I want to get down there, like stay clean.
Yep. You have a suit on with the TIG on. I just seen a guy with a 3-piece suit on do some TIG and just to show you that you can do it, didn't mess this stuff up and left.
No, there's no sparks. You don't get
No sparks, no sparks. And I'm gonna actually give y'all the introduction to that so you will get the opportunity to get the feel. Because we don't teach a whole course on it, but we do give them the introduction because the way we set up here, if you come in 16 weeks and you say, hey, I don't wanna go outside. I want to do this and this. Well, in our class, we give you the option. Well, you don't got to learn stick if you know you don't want to do it. I ain't gonna make you learn something you don't want to do. So now you can learn TIG. So the time that you could have learned that, you can spend time learning this, so you can master that.
But at the same time, by no means don't jump over stick and go TIG. Cause see, I work with a lot of guys.
You need both of them, man. It's like both hands. You need to have both.
Jumped over stick and we went straight to TIG healer because they were paying more money there. And then when it came to combination, well,
he couldn't do it. You can do it. So it's good to learn.
You gotta
And
learn
I literally, when I teach them how to do it, I show them how to use their left hand and their right hand. I teach them how to freehand. Because once you freehand, it's gonna be easy to walk a cup. That's nothing. But if you can freehand, shoot, you can walk a cup. That's the easy, because it's really doing the work for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's simple.
It's
I
simple.
can teach you to walk up in 5 minutes. It's simple. A lot of people be trying to look at their wrist. You ain't look at that. What you want to do is how you get this cup from point A to point B without pushing. You roll your wrist that way. You pick your wrist up. That cup gonna walk by itself. And when you stop looking at your hand, like they be, you know.
Yeah, it'll mess you up. He gave you a good point. That was a good tip.
So it's simple. But like I said, until you put it all together, because like I said, a lot of people, instead of paying attention to what they will, they be trying to see if they roll their hand for long. Sometimes I get the well, I roll my hand. Sometimes I just walk it like that. Same way with stick. I get stuck on my mind. I might run a puddle like that, half you. Then again, I might find myself in another circle.
Well, I tell you what, we got a piece. We don't have no piping. We don't have a lot of piping. All we got is structural.
Okay.
But we do got a TIG set up. You think you can run a couple videos for us and show them some? I know they probably want to see some TIG. But I got a small piece of carbon pipe. Maybe you can just run a bead around it. You know, we can post up and cut a piece or something. But just so y'all get examples of it, because it's really something good to do. I mean, if y'all can learn it, I would say learn everything. But right now though, in this area, the main things that we teach and what the money is in flux and stick. Okay. Those are two main things that's here. So that's the main thing we push me to. But pretty much these factories here, they're hiring everybody that if they can do flux core and they can travel on that construction and do stick or do bridges, you can start off the top with that stick 25 and up.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, I mean you can't beat that with that stick. And right now, the last contract they just sent me to my worker, they said, if you got anybody, they got a job in Virginia right now, says it's gonna last about 9 months. It just started, or the rest of this year. They starting the stick welders out. If you can stick uphill and overhead, 1 inch, 70-18, $28 an hour, $100 a day per day. That ain't bad for them. That ain't bad at all. That ain't bad money.
What I look out is most jobs when you go out of town like that, they pay travel in and out.
Yep, travel
pay
too.
55 cents a mile.
Yep.
You get a check.
So you go get your check for traveling in and traveling out there. Yep.
Then sometimes you go where they might take instead they say, okay, instead we're gonna pay you $100 per diem, we only gonna pay you $50 per diem, the other 50 gonna go towards your room. So you still win.
Still winning, though.
Extra on top of your check.
Extra on top of that, so it's a win-win. So you ready to go down there and burn some for them?
Yes.
Well, we gonna go down and burn. Bro, man, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Most definitely.
I'm gonna leave, a song might come. I'm gonna leave. Y'all keep. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. You good.
You keep them to show me a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
What I did.